class we are going to learn about the population dynamics. So here in this chapter we are going to learn what is meant by population dynamics and what is meant by population density and what are the causes for overpopulation and underpopulation. What was the impact of overpopulation and the underpopulation. Next topic is about the population change and about the population pyramid. So how to draw the population pyramid. So all these topics are we are going to learn in this chapter. So coming to that, what is meant by the population density? So we all know that population, it is very important resource of the world. Like we can take examples as we have the soil is very important resource, water is very important source, correct? No? So like that only, if to use these resources, the human resource is also very important. So that's why the human resource is considered as one of the greatest resource of the country. Clear, children? Okay, and any country if you take, if it is underpopulated, cannot use or very difficult a resource or the person to utilize all the fully the resources which are available if the country or the place is underpopulated. It's a problem only. So much natural resources will be available and very difficult to use the natural resources. He can't be exploited. That means he can't use properly according to his needs. If the population is less, or we can say the underpopulated. It is a problem also if the population is more. Okay, he will be exploited more. Then one fine day we can't see the resources which is required for to use further and on. So if population is less is also a problem, and if population is more is also a problem. Correct? So only when we have the proper, that means neither more or not less, then only we can make. Okay. So the population of a country, it is the greatest resource of the country and it is within the limits to respect to its natural, we can say the natural resources and all. Correct? No? So that means if less is also a problem, if more is also a problem. Okay, that does not mean that the population should be balanced. Very difficult it is. Correct? In all the places, equally the population cannot be distributed. That's also a problem. Then, only with the using the human resource only, we can exploit the natural resources how much we require. Hope so it is clear, children. Population, if it is more, is also a problem. If it is less, is also a problem. Correct? No, that does not mean that the equal population should be there. It is highly impossible. In all the places, the population distribution will not be equal. But some places, resources are more, population will be less. In some places or in some regions, the resources are very less, the population will be more. Correct? No? So how to extract? It is purely depend upon the intellectual capacity of the human resources. So that's why man, through his knowledge, skill, talent, okay, he is able to convert, okay, all the natural resources into a valuable resources. Clear, children? To a man, to his intellectual, his technical knowledge, his super skills, okay, he transforms all the natural objects into the what he wants, that is now natural resources into an valuable objects. That is the capacity of a human resource. Clear, children? And okay, he is definitely the human resource. Okay, human resource is a superpower. Clear? His intellectual, through his powers, okay, and whatever he wants, that means according to his needs, he is able to convert according to the needs of a person. Okay, that's why we can consider him as, or the human resource is considered as the producer and as well as the consumer. That means what he wants, he will produce by using the whatever the things that are surrounding which is available. So he will produce and he himself buy. That's why we call this human resource as the consumer and as well as the producer. So he is the producer and he is the consumer. Clear, children? So that is the capacity of a person. Clear? So this is a small introduction related to the why we should know about the population dynamics. So what will problems will arise if population is more, if population is less. So before coming to the meanings and all the population and what is meant by the overpopulation, underpopulation, what are the causes for the population and all. So before that we should know that what is meant by the population density. Clear, children? What is meant by the population density? So the population density means the total number of people lives in a country, okay, in relation to its land. So that is what we can define as the population density. Okay, I will repeat, children. Population density means the total number of people live in a country in relation to its land. So we can define as the population density is equivalent to total population of a country divided by total land area of the country. Okay, according to the 2011 census, we have in our country, we have, according to the 2011 census, the population density is 328 members per square kilometer. Okay, at present, the population is increasing more because 10 years back that we have taken this. By this time, it may be increased also. So, even within the country, so when we see, okay, when we see, take for example of our classrooms only, in all the classrooms exactly the strength is same. No. So like that only, one class may be 45 or one class may be 30, one class may be 24. Like that will be there. That means in here only when it is a small example. Okay. You take, like that only, this example, when you take the population distribution is also uneven when we take the country. So where all the natural resources are available or where the water is available, when the fertile plains are there, definitely there the population will be more. Clear? In the same way, where the desert regions are there, where the cold weather regions are there like Siberia and all, definitely Antarctica, Arctic regions and all, there the population is very less. And you take in the same example like where the industrial regions are there, like take for example, okay, like UK, Italy, such places and all, where the industries are more. Definitely there the population will also be more. People engaged in the industries are also more because of the availability of the raw materials which is required to run the industries. So like that many different factors are responsible why this variation, why the density of the population varies from one region to the another region. Clear, children? So this what I told you 328, this is according to the 2011 census. That means every 10 years the government of India take the census, that is either the population is increased or decreased. If it is decreased, what is the reason? If it is increased, what is the reason? What precautions to be taken? So these are all the steps taken by the government of India. Clear, children? So like that only the census have been taken in 2011. So according to that, 328 people lives per square kilometer in India. So on the basis of the population distribution, it has been classified into the three important categories. So one is the densely populated regions. Okay, the densely populated regions, moderate populated regions, and the sparsely populated. Densely means where the people will live more. So what are the causes why the people will live in that region? And second one, the moderate populated region. So neither less nor more. Sparsely, very less. So what are the causes? Okay, why the population stays here in very less in that region? Clear children? So some of the examples that we can take for densely populated regions, like take for example the China, Japan, Bangladesh, in the East Asia. In these regions the population is more. Okay. Apart from that, the India and China is the leading. Okay, in the population wise. China is the first and India is the second. Okay. Population distribution. So on the basis of the population distribution, the three main zones can be identified. So one is the densely populated regions, moderate populated regions and the sparsely populated regions. So based on the climatic conditions or the favorable conditions like rainfall, agricultural soil, so and the raw materials which is required for the industries, the distribution of the population will varies. So on the basis of that only, at least throughout the world, it has been identified three important zones. So that is the densely populated regions, moderate populated regions and the sparsely populated regions. So when we come to the Southeast Asia, we have the China, Japan, India, Bangladesh, Malaysia. Okay, apart from that Pakistan, Taiwan. So those are some important places where the population is thick. That is the densely populated regions. Among that, the China and India are the leading in the population distribution. Clear children? Okay. So what are the reasons why the population is more? So population is more because of the tropical monsoon type of climate and we will get plenty of rainfall. The abundant rainfall is there and very good and fertile plains are available which is required for the agriculture. So that's why in Southeast Asia, these are the some important regions where the population is more. So the important reasons were one, because of the tropical monsoon type of climate, the population growth will be more, and apart from that we will get in these areas plenty of rainfall and soil which is required for agriculture is more. So that's why the density of the population is more. So when we come to the Western and the Central Europe, there UK, France, Italy, Russia, Ukraine, so those are some important places. Here also we can find the densely populated regions. All this will come under the densely populated regions. So why here the population is more? Because here in this region, these regions are industrialized areas. Why industrial areas means because here the raw material which is required for the industries like take for example iron ore, okay, zinc, okay, such things are available more in this region. Especially iron ore mines are more in these regions, and because of the more industrial regions, more industries are located, these regions are considered as very commercially advanced cities. And when we come to the northeastern USA, the five important lakes are there. The great lakes of USA like Lake Erie, Ontario. So such important five lakes are there. So such lakes are very important for it will access to the seas and all. Okay, so that direct export and import will be takes place. Like around the Great Lakes, like over here, Erie, Lake Ontario and USA, Canada. So here also the population is more. Why is because the availability of the raw material and because of the Great Lakes that it will serves as access to the sea, so that import and export will be very easy. So that's why these are the some important areas where we can form the densely population in these regions. Like when we take the Southeast Asia, China, Japan, India, Bangladesh, Taiwan, Malaysia, and in the Western Central Europe, UK, France, Italy, and in the Northeastern USA, Great Lakes are there, Canada. So those are reasons, and the reasons also many. So finally, we can sum up that where the fine and the favorable climate is there, and where good abundant rainfall will be there. Okay, there fertile soils are available which is required for agriculture, and industries are there, availability of the raw material, definitely there the population will be more. So those are these are some important densely populated regions. And coming to the next, the moderate populated regions. So moderate, neither more or nor less. So here also naturally required will exist the fine favorable climate and how much required rainfall will be available. So take for example the prairies of USA and Canada. Prairies are the grasslands. Okay, in different areas they will call with the different names, but those are the grasslands. In USA they will call as the prairies. Okay, clear children? So the prairies and they will call same the grasslands in Argentina with a different name as pampas. So like the different names they will call in the different areas. So the prairies of USA and Canada, these areas are very favorable to grow wheat. Okay, prairies of USA and Canada, Eastern Europe, Russia, pampas of Argentina, these are some of the important regions where the moderate population we can see. So why means because in these regions the mineral resources, availability of the mineral resources is very good and fossil fuels are available to require to run the industries. Okay, and many industries are available because these two are available. Fossil fuels, which is very important to run the industries, and the raw materials are also very important, which is required for the industries. So simultaneously, here the population in these regions are neither more nor less. So some of the best examples for the moderate populated regions are the prairies of USA, Canada, Eastern Europe, Russia, and the pampas of Argentina. And one more, the sparsely populated regions. That means the population is very less. So why the population is very less in this region? Because of the harsh climate. Okay, the harsh climate, and also we can say apart from the harsh climate and all, here these regions will experience the extreme temperature. Like take for example in the Siberia, during winter there the temperature falls below -0°C. Very difficult to survive in these regions. So neither the extreme temperature will be there. Okay, very difficult, harsh temperature will be there. Like in the Pakistan, Jacobad, what we have studied, okay, in previous lessons and all. Jacobad in Pakistan, during summer, the temperature will rise up to the 55°C. So, this what we can ask and call as either the extreme temperature and all. So, some of the examples for this type of temperature, definitely, if it is very below 0°C or -0°C also very difficult to survive, or if it exists more than 45 to 50°C also very difficult to live in these situations and in this type of temperatures, like polar regions, cold polar regions and where the rainforests of Amazon, in such places are very difficult to survive. Clear children? So, some of the good examples for the populations where less populated areas are like desert regions and all. So, desert regions have extreme temperature like Sahara and Kalahari deserts of Africa, Arabian and Thar desert of Asia, Gobi and Great desert of Ladakh and so the cold polar regions and the rainforest Amazon. So, these are some of some good examples for where the sparsely populated regions. Clear children, in the next class we are going to learn about what is meant by overpopulation and what are the causes for overpopulation and what is the impact of overpopulation.